it's Vanessa. So today I wanted to share with everyone Chris and myself's birth plan. Sorry, that's my dog ugly. Our birth plan. So, as most of you know, we're having a home birth, and with that, we have maybe possibly a different birth plan than what most people have. It's more of a little bit more of an outgoing birth plan, except for we do have a few medical information that is very important to us, and we need to make sure our midwife is aware of. Some people have told us do not make a birth plan, which I know Chris is very much in agreement with. But I feel like I really wanted to make a birth plan together because there are some things that my midwife doesn't know about me, even though she is someone that I've really connected with really well. But she doesn't know what irritates me, or she doesn't know what relaxes me, and this is just going to kind of give her a little bit of a guidance. And also because, like I said, I really want that medical information put on paper so that it's taken very seriously. So what am I talking about medical information? Well, I'm just going to go over that with you, just some things that are important to us as a couple that we've learned, and hopefully we are able to inform you as well. So one thing is delayed cord clamping. So normally the cord is clamped right away. We have asked that it isn't for just a short period of time. What will happen is the cord will be pulsing, and once it's done pulsing, the blood that's in that cord would eventually carry on into the baby. And when we learned that, we just thought, well, why don't we allow the blood to carry back to our son instead of being wasted after it's being clamped? So that was a decision that we made as a couple, to allow our son to have that blood brought back into him. I'm so sorry, it's going to be loud. Oakley has a weird bone. Also, cutting of the cord. This isn't very medical, but I just said that Chris can do it, and if he doesn't want to, our midwife can do it. We have asked for no eye ointment to be placed on the baby's eyes. So this is a choice that you do have with a midwife. You most likely, 90% of the time, Oakley, stop that, don't have that at the hospital. So let me just explain the eye ointment a little bit because it's very controversial. The eye ointment is like a cream, and when the baby's born in a hospital setting, it's immediately taken and a thick amount of eye ointment is placed on the baby's eyes and rubbed onto the eye. Now, the reason being is because if you have a vaginal birth, the baby goes through the birth canal, and if you have sexually transmitted diseases, the baby could possibly go blind because of it. So the eye ointment, the antibiotics, it's very important for the baby. Now, if you're a couple like us and you know that you do not have sexually transmitted diseases, then the eye ointment isn't necessary, and those antibiotics will kill bacteria in the baby. And throughout my pregnancy, I've been taking probiotics, and the bacteria is very important to us because we don't want bad or good bacteria being killed. Because, like I said, we have been building those for our son. So the eye ointment isn't necessary. Now, if you're having a C-section, this is even more important because the baby never went through the birth canal. So you should have even more of a say in the fact that it's an unnecessary procedure. In a hospital setting, I don't know if you're going to be really paying that much attention right after you deliver. Probably not. So it's probably going to just take place unless you specifically tell your doctor how important this decision is. What else do I have here? We have asked for our baby not to be wiped down right away. And reason being for that, it's called vernix. So when your baby's born, it looks like it has a coating of wax on it. If you have an earlier childbirth, if your baby comes a little bit early, then the baby will be quite covered in this. If you have a labor that's maybe 2 weeks overdue, then it'll probably most likely be vanished off the baby. The reason why we've asked for our baby not to be wiped down right away is because your child doesn't have its own defense mechanism yet. And the vernix, this wax, helps to fight against infections. And we want our child to have a strong immune system. So for that reason, we want that wax to seep into the baby's skin. So we're not going to wait too long, but we are going to allow it for enough period of time to make a difference. We have asked for the vitamin K shot. Now, the vitamin K shot is just a precaution. Some babies are born extremely deficient in vitamin K. And if that is the case, then there is chance of injury and possibly death due to bleeding to the brain. And if that is the case, then the vitamin K shot is very, very important. Now, this only occurs in about 1.8 of every 100,000 babies, but even just hearing what could happen if your baby is very deficient in vitamin K, it scared Chris enough to say that, hey, why don't we just get it? And I was somewhat in agreement with him, so we made that decision as a couple. And lastly, skin-on-skin contact. So skin-on-skin contact is really important to me because I will be breastfeeding, and I want that right away because I want us to connect as mother and baby as soon as possible. And I just want to say quickly the reason why breastfeeding is so important to me. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but breastfeeding is very, very important because I don't think it's stressed enough in today's society, but it's something I definitely think is necessary. Say hi, Ugly. Say hi. She's not very social right now. Say hi. Hi. But if even myself, I won't drink pasteurized milk. I won't drink it because of the chemicals that come into play with pasteurized milk. And it goes the same way with formula, that I don't want our baby to have those unnecessary chemicals and toxins in his body. And I think that some women unfortunately can't produce breast milk, or some women don't have that option. But if you do have the option, then we produce breast milk for a reason. It is part of our duty as mothers, and I do believe that is something that you should be doing for your baby. And we also have so many different options today. So you can pump, and it doesn't have to be such a labor-intensive job anymore. So you have the ability to pump and provide that nutrients for your baby. So that's why we want skin-on-skin contact right away, so we can begin breastfeeding right away so it's not so hard. What else do I have here? So that's more of the medical information. Personal fears. So obviously we want nothing to happen to the baby, but we also have our own personal fears. And for me, as giving labor, the one giving labor, my personal fear is tearing, which I'm sure many women are afraid of this happening as well. So I have informed our midwives that I need that proper guidance helping me through coaching so that I don't tear. And Chris's personal fear was not being able to help if something were to happen in the comfort of his own home to the baby or myself. And it just maybe possibly make him feel very vulnerable. So those were our two personal fears. For other things that we have, just small things for our this is more of an open-minded approach for our labor. Catching the baby, I would love it if Chris could catch the baby. If he doesn't feel that he wants to, then my mother can catch the baby. Either or is fine, or I'll catch the baby. The atmosphere. I'd like it to be quiet, and I'd like the lights to be low. I just want, again, to feel as relaxed as possible because I will not have any assistance, medical assistance whatsoever. So I need to be on my A game. And so with that, it needs to be quiet. Tools that we'll have at our labor. I did say if soft music is around, I don't think that'll bother me, so that's fine. And also lots of candles. Candles really make me feel very comforted, very relaxed, and we have candles all over our house, so that shouldn't be a problem. We are planning to videotape our birth. Now, I'm not going to videotape, you know, everything, but I'm going to videotape the process of the labor because I want everyone to understand what it is like to go through a natural home birth. How our midwives can help us. I would like to be kept informed as to how far along the baby is, and how well he's doing. Also, I need coaching as to when I need to push and how to control my pushing. And also, this is something my midwife doesn't know about me, but when I feel vulnerable, I hate to be touched, and I don't like to be babied. And Chris knows that about me very well, but the midwife doesn't. So I wrote this in here for her, that maybe I won't want to be, like I said, almost talked to like a baby, or I might not want my head stroked. But you know what? I may surprise myself, and you just never know. I might ask for it. So, type of birth. Now, like I said, I want it to be a relaxed setting. So I have read the book Hypnobirthing, and that was able to allow me to have a very open mindset for our pregnancy and for the natural labor that we're going to have, even though you're constantly being, that can constantly be interfered with other people. You know, people always want to approach us and say, oh my gosh, well, this could happen to you. Or, oh my gosh, this happened to me. Or, you could die. And they are intense, and they do tend to scare you. But reading this book did help me stay very calm and know that our experience will be different. So. And also, I have been meditating, which I love, and I'm hoping that my new breathing techniques will help me have a positive birth experience. Location of labor. I have no idea. So originally we wanted a water birth, then I decided that I don't even know if I want to be in water, so we'll just have the tub around, our bathtub if I want it. I don't know if I want to be on the bed, lying down, and I don't know if I want to just squat so that I'm in the actual position so that the baby can breech easier. I don't know. So, again, that's something I'll just decide the day of and at the very moment because that's the type of person I am. And attending our birth is our midwife, plus another midwife, Christopher, and my mother, if she wants to be around. And lastly, with our birth plan, I just wanted to make note that I did make a plan if we did go to the hospital. And I was very excited about it, and I was going to have it all my way. And our midwife had to sit us down and tell me, Vanessa, if you are going to the hospital because your baby is in danger, you don't get to have a plan. We are doing this because of the safety of your child. And that is very true. And I'm glad you said it, even though it was really hard for me to hear. And I will have to be very open-minded if we are rushed to the hospital because all of our wants and desires will be thrown out the window. So I do have a hospital plan, but that isn't going to happen. So if we go to the hospital, no one will see that then. And, but we're not going to the hospital because I am determined we are having a home birth. And that's our birth plan. So I hope that maybe I helped to open the eyes to some of you, or maybe you already knew about that information, or maybe you're going to change your birth plan and add a few things to it. I don't know. But again, we have a very open-minded birth because you just have to at a home birth. But anyway, if you have any questions, go ahead and write under the YouTube link or on my blog or email me. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.